Apartment 5H.
Apartment 5H? Some creep.
Everything about
I know who you hang with, bro. The creeps.
Yo, I ain't nothing creep, son.
I'm
a DJ, son.
Cisco been a creep, bro.
I'm a DJ.
I don't know if y'all know this. Like, y'all has been a creep.
I'm
like,
a DJ.
You're a DJ. Right. But you're part of the creep squad.
I'm a DJ, son.
Plead the fifth, yo.
He ain't claiming you today. He ain't claiming you today. All right, so with like, you know, we talked about DJs and how to you know, give information to the artists that's trying to get their records played.
Do you think that was very important?
Yes.
Okay.
Very important, because honestly, for years, like, you know, it's kind of selfish to think that someone will be obligated to just do a service for you that can change your life for nothing. You know what I mean? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So for all you artists that was, you know, caught that first half, think about it. Think about how you moving, right? But on your side, you said that you know, you've signed artists.
Yes.
Right. You signed Lou Got Cash. Mm-hmm. What's the end goal for you? Are you on your way to being? I want to be the label exec. I want to be this guy.
Me starting a production company years back,
right.
And me and Mecca was talking about this, and I really forgot about that. I had a friend that his idea was, you know, you're influential and you should sign artists. I didn't feel like I was ready for that.
Right.
And I didn't know the business.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, we signed a guy named Ox and a girl named Kaya Baby. So we was like the first people.
Familiar with Kaya? She's still doing
Kaya.
the thing. Yeah.
So we had her, and we, you know, we built the studio, different things like that. But it wasn't my vision. It was
his vision.
It was his vision.
Right.
Again, at this time, my vision is just to be the best DJ. I just want to be the biggest DJ because I'm hearing DJ Drama, I'm hearing Khaled, da da da. I want to be the biggest DJ. So business-wise, had nothing to do with anything. Then I got approached to do Love and Hip Hop. So while I'm doing Love and Hip Hop, I wanted to be the biggest person on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
At the time, it was Jocelyn and Stevie J. People watched that show. You didn't say, I'm watching Love and Hip Hop. You saying, I'm watching Stevie J and Jocelyn.
Right.
So at the time, when I got approached, I was trying to figure out who could I do television with. Then a guy introduced me to Cardi B. And then I asked her to do it.
Right.
And at the first time, she told me no. Said she didn't want to do it. I said, fine.
First time she told you no?
First time I asked her to do Love and Hip Hop, I said, let's do Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
She said no.
Right.
Then I wound up reaching out to, I want to say the girl name was Abby Aggie or Abby, something. It was so long ago. This happened close to 10 years ago. It seemed like it wasn't that long, but it was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that didn't work out. Then me and the Cardi thing worked out again. Then
So she finally said yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
What made her say yes?
That part I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
Okay.
That part I really don't know.
Right.
So then when I brought her to Love and Hip Hop, the executives told her no and told me no. They said, we don't want her. You know, they said, we're not signing her. We don't want her. Different things like that. So
But
now,
she was signed to you at this time.
no, because again, I didn't have, the misconception is I had a record company. I had all this knowledge of being and again, this is DJ Self trying to be better than DJ Drama and DJ Khaled.
Right.
That's all I cared about. I didn't know about having a record company. I didn't know about signing I didn't have a lawyer, nothing. The first time I ever had a lawyer.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't, because I never needed one. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't need a lawyer for anything because I didn't do anything that pertained to needing a lawyer.
Right.
The only, was signing to Love and Hip Hop, I had to find a lawyer for the contract.
Right.
So this is my first time ever having a lawyer, knowing about lawyer things and stuff like that, you know, and at the time I just used him for signing the paperwork. You know, maybe it was $3,000 or something like, damn, I got $3,000 for a contract. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it costs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not using you for nothing else, but for the contract.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now they turned her down. And I had a relationship with one of the producers, and the producer pulled me to the side and said, you know what? I'll do you a favor, Self. I'll give her 3 episodes. And if she does good in the 3 episodes, then maybe we could talk about something. So I was like, all right, cool.
Nice.
So now the 3 episodes came and they still didn't want her. I don't know what was the reason because I'm not the network. Then something changed within us filming. The rumors I heard was it was somebody that was in the office was like, yo, Cardi, she's a star. But it was something that happened. But I from what I remember, everybody has different stories. Right. You know, she'll say this, he'll say this, da da da.
Right.
You know, from my eyes, what happened, we were trying to keep her on the show. And we was like, yo, won't you rap? Can you rap? And I know she wanted to be a rapper and things like that. So it was like, yo, won't you rap? And then, you know, we just came up with different rap songs and different things like that. But again, you know, I just wanted to be the biggest DJ. I'm not thinking about somebody rapping or anything like that. My mind is, I'm trying to be better than, again, Drama and Cal. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I'm tired of hearing their name and not hearing me. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So now, you know, the first couple songs that comes out with Cardi, and just I love everyone in this story that I'm saying, but I do remember when we was doing the show, they were putting all their interest in Remy Ma at the time, because this was when Remy just got out of jail. Right. So the big story was Remy Ma. Remy Ma. Right. So they didn't care about nobody else. They didn't care about Cardi, they didn't care about nobody. It was Remy Ma. Then, if you look, the first episode was all about Remy Ma. Had no Cardi, no nothing on there, and it was like a big Twitter thing, like, okay, yeah, we love Remy, but where's Cardi? Where's Cardi? So they like, who the hell is Cardi? You understand what I'm saying? They're like, who's that? And I'm like, idiots, this is the girl that I bought here. Right. Da, da, da. So then they just kind of like filmed her whole season, like right then and there. You understand what I'm saying? Like right away. After that first episode.
So is it safe to say you discovered her?
I don't, so when you use that word discovered, it's very, that's a strong word with discover, because sometimes you can't discover something that is there. Yeah. I think that I put the magnifying glass on her. That's how I feel. Right. I don't think I discovered anybody. Right. You know, so all I could do is put somebody in position. Right. And me putting on television, I felt put her in position. Right. So now she's becoming bigger and bigger, and at this time again, I don't know anything about forming a record company. I don't know about business. I don't know about anything. You understand what I'm saying? So,
But why? Why didn't you just take the time to just...
Because, again, that's just like people tell me, yo, you should get into real estate. You understand? Yo, you got money, get into real estate. And I say, I'm not going to get into real estate because I don't know about real estate. I could go buy a building and somebody jerk me. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not getting into a field that I have no knowledge of.
But you get the knowledge.
Now,
you learn it.
I agree. That's easy to say, get the knowledge. Where do you get the knowledge from?
And is that source dependable?
Right. It could be people you know.
So at this time, again, where I'm at, there's no one teaching you. Right. There's no one teaching you this knowledge. Right. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? If I had to say the same thing, he asked, during earlier, he was like, yo, I got this song with this person, and, I don't know if he bought the beat. You understand? I don't know if he said, I got a song with MOP, I got a song with this. Did you make them sign paper, to what you call it? He probably didn't. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything mine's though.
It can't be everything yours if you didn't sign the paper. Nobody signed the paper.
Nah, the beats, all that is mine's.
Did you buy it? Did you make them sign the paper?
Make who sign the paper?
Who? The person who made the beat.
What's the definitely.
Paper?
Yeah.
What's the paper?
What's the paper, dude?
What you mean,
what's
like
his lawyer's name?
Oh, I don't know about all of that.
Dude, you didn't sign no paper.
I just
but you
bought
get what
the
I'm
beat,
saying?
heard it. Yo, got the beat is this much. Boom. Is it samples? Any samples?
That's not buying the beat. That's just telling the person. You giving the person, you paying somebody something.
That could be a lease in it.
Yeah, that's not buying the beat.
You might not have.
He got the lease joint, and then they got the joint where you got full control over the beat.
Again, that's not buying the beat. That's kind of called like nigga business. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But again, it's not disrespect, but you just don't have somebody to teach you that. So this is go back to where I'm saying with me. I didn't have nobody to teach me these things. So my mind said, I'm not thinking about forming a record company or anything like that. So now, obviously you see what happens. It blows up. It blows up everything. And I'm like, Dag, I know the ingredients of how this happened. So now, all right, let me pick myself up and let me form a record company. Because I know, now it's like, oh snap. It's like I know this could happen, and I know the ingredients. I know what happened. So now the first person was Lou Got Cash, then Dream Doll. So that's what made me form a record company by what I saw happen with the people that I was around, and I put the magnifying glass on.
Okay, so but as Cardi continued on and became, were you like, God damn?
No, I see, because also I'm gonna say no, because this is not the first time with any DJ. Any DJ, I don't care where you're from, any DJ has a story about what they did or how they helped an artist. Any DJ. You understand what I'm saying? So, so this is not like one, like, oh my God, this might just be one that's been filmed. Right. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure you could ask any, I know you had Ken in here. You had I'll use Clark Kent. You understand what I'm saying? Clark Kent did stuff for Hov. You understand what I'm saying? So he's not signed to Hov. You understand what I'm saying? But no one looks at him like, oh, why you ain't signed Hov? You understand what I'm saying? But I just think that social media now makes you feel a certain way or something like that, when it's, every DJ has some type of story. You understand? I remember Cypher, I think, was here to tell you a story about Rick Ross. You understand what I'm saying? So we all have stories about an artist. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like that. Why? I'm not hurting, I'm not broke, I'm not, smelling, and I could acquire anything I want, and I feel like I'm doing great, where I'm at. And I also think that everybody's path is different. What's for you is what's going to be given to you. So that's how I look at it.
Are you and Cardi cool now?
Yeah, yeah. No, never. There was no issue. It never was a reason for us to have issues. You understand what I'm saying? Again, I just think that if I had business knowledge of what to do, then obviously I would be making money off of that situation. Just didn't know the business.
Did you know she was gonna blow like that?
No one would know. And to answer your question directly, no. No, and I would say no one would know, because at this time, this is the first time that this type of thing had happened. You understand? Now it's kind of common with, before it was like, it's Kim, then Nicki, that's it. And these people, their stories wasn't like her story. So again, this is the first of its kind at that time. So no one would know.
I asked because you had the foresight to bring her on television and put a spotlight on.
Because as far as me knowing that people will appeal to her and stuff like that, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Because that's why I said, come, let's do television. Now, the music part, that to me, it just came up because we was like, oh, let's keep you on the show. You understand what I'm saying? So, like that. So, that part. But as far as her being appealing to people and stuff like that, 100%. And that's why I said, come on, let's do it, because I wanted to be the Self and Cardi show. You understand what I'm saying? But at the time, she had a boyfriend that was in jail, so she didn't really care about Self. She cared about the boyfriend in jail. I forgot his name, but she used to say his name all the time.
I remember.
Right? Yeah. So so it was just like that. So my plan and her plan was like two different plans. So we never had conversations of what to do like that.
So you created Gwinnett Entertainment, and you signed Lou Got Cash and Dream Doll.
And Dream Doll. Those were the first artists that I had.
Right. So what's the deal with Lou Got Cash?
Well, Lou eventually felt like our partnership wasn't beneficial to him, so I let him go. I don't hold nobody. It's not, it's no, we still cool. There's no bad blood, anything like that. Let him go. Dream Doll is still signed to me. She signed through me, through Warner. And I also signed earlier. I signed Handsome Baller, and then I just found a girl from she's from Southern Jersey. But we always say Philly because you from Camden, you from Philly. That's just us up north thinking and stuff like that. She's from Willingboro, New Jersey, and her name is Madi Pretty. So those are the artists that I have underneath my roster now.
It's dope.
Okay.
And-
So now you have the knowledge.
Now I have the knowledge, and that's why when me and him speaking, I'm trying to teach him the knowledge, and I teach my artists the knowledge. It's like, it's not cool just to drop a song and not buy the beat outright and have an agreement.
Right.
You understand? Right. Even if you buy, and this is just my opinion. I'm not gonna say I'm the alpha or omega. I'm no guru, but if you get a YouTube beat because you telling me. What you're saying to me sounds like a YouTube beat. When I say that, you're saying, yo, he had it online, blah, 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 blah,
right.
blah. Most people online, that's a YouTube beat. Right. So a YouTube beat, he's giving you his terms, right. Which you buying the beat. Why are you going on his terms? It'd be your terms. You're the one paying for it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it should never be on his terms because everything's going to be beneficial to
That's
him.
why I ask questions.
That's fine. You understand, my brother? Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
So, get a good entertainment lawyer, right. and buy the beat outright if you like the song.
Right.
Buy the beat outright so now no one else could never use your beat. He could never sell it to anyone, but you own it outright.
Right.
How often do you deal with artists who don't want to do what I call the unsexy jobs? Like crossing the T's, dotting the I's.
90% of the artists don't. And I don't know if I said this on camera, but I'll say it. Most times, people come to me because I'm on radio. They want to go to the NBA and their business isn't right. Right. And, and me having an experience over and over again of my business not being right, I don't like to see other people go through that either. You understand what I'm saying? So I always tell people, try to do this, try to do that, if I have time to talk to them.
What about explaining to them the politics of the business?
What you mean by the politics?
Because there's, like you said, like you were just about to say, there's mad politics, a bunch of different areas where how you talk to someone, who you talk to. For instance, one thing you said earlier was, you'll tell somebody, yo, curses can't be on it. Ain't nothing but bitch and nigga on it. Curses can't be on it. I mean, why can't curses be? Why they can't have curses on the radio? Well, because curses can't be on it. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. That can't be there.
To answer your question, I think it's according to the time. The time and the. If I have time to sit and explain to a person, then yes. But you also could evaluate the mindset of a person. Some people ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
You understand? Yo, play my joint. Hey, do this. It's just not trying to hear it. You understand? So, what I like to tell everybody and teach everyone, yes, I'm not no teacher. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. It's not too many people in this world that knows the music business in and out.
Right.
You understand? And I'm not afraid to say that I'm still learning. You understand? No one, in my knowledge, knows, everything is opinionated. We don't know what's going to happen. We could say what happened with someone else, but everyone's path is different.
Right. But what you do know, you're trying to tell them. Yes.
As like I said to this young man right here, I'm just saying young man.
I'm a young man.
Yeah, that's fine, right? You understand? So, because again, knowledge is key. We always say that to people, and I try to be the big homie or the onk, now it's the onk, to teach people my knowledge of what I've known. You understand? I feel like I'm that person that's the bridge between the old school and the new school. I've seen people here that are older than me, but on this show that's older than me, and I know, I've spoken to them. Then I know the younger cats. I've seen y'all had, like, let's say Smith and Wesson or the Dreads, different things like that. I remember being a young kid watching them, on television. I don't per se know them, but I remember watching them. Right. Then I'm also, I kind of say I felt like I grew up in the MECC, DMX, Jay-Z era, right. The Cash Money, Rockefeller era. Right. That's like, that's where I'm at. And I guess the late 90s, 2000s, like that. So I feel like I'm just like in the middle part.
But dealing with an art, how often, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but how often do you come across somebody who you feel is amazingly talented and they just refuse to listen to you?
God damn it, Mecca, you just...
How often?
All artists just, they're just...
I'm asking one question. It
Well,
ain't even got to be all
it's
artists.
like you look at, like,
He
relate
could
to
say
me.
never.
Relate to me, please.
He could say never. He could say
Still
never. He might say never. He might say it's never happened. Maybe it's just me. Maybe
How
I'm the only
often do
person
you run into an idiot
who comes across
very talented,
hard-headed ass, super talented rappers. Like, maybe it's just
Wait,
me.
I got a clear question, right? So you're about to have 4 artists on Going In Entertainment. Are any of them a headache? Like, I heard Dream Doll is hard to work with.
No, I mean, you know what it is with Dream? Dream is a person that's very strong-minded. And that's what I love about Dream Doll. Dream Doll is a person that knows what she wants and this what she wants. And to me, that's good of being an artist because, again, one thing we'll say, closed mouths don't get fed. Also, you know, what her goal is and my goal might be 2 different things, but I'm not an artist. I'm just the funder, and I'm the one that's going to drive the vehicle.
Right.
So, you know, when it comes to her, I just think that that's very important. But the difficulty is, again, I'm the funder, and people forget that a lot of this stuff costs money. You understand? So women are you know, hard because you got to pay for hair and makeup. You know, you got to pay for clothing.
the photo
you know,
shoots.
but the main thing is hair and makeup.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then hair and
Nails.
makeup takes
Glam.
time.
It's called glam.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, glam. So glam takes time. Glam is 2-3 hours before you even get to start. You know,
Facts.
as opposed to a guy,
And then
you throw a
clothes.
hat and a chain on him, and go run,
Right.
go run.
Facts.
A white tee, a hat and a chain, and get busy.
With a woman, you
understand?
be at $5,000, and now you're looking for someone to shoot the video. You know what I mean? It's just the outfit.
And that's just that's not even that's just the hair and makeup. You understand
You
what
ain't
I'm
get to the
saying?
clothes yet.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't even get to the clothes
You
yet.
get the
It's
clothes,
hair and makeup.
the nails.
Yeah,
You
you
get the
know?
none of
Okay,
that
so
yet.
I've heard people speculate on this, and then I've talked to experts, and they've confirmed kind of halfway. How much money does it take to break a record?
It's why you shaking your head?
Because I know there's like no set number.
No, it is no set number. Again, some people. I will say this, and sometimes some people do ask me that, and I ask them.
Somebody told me
it's
100
according
grand.
to. It's according to.
250.
It's like a car. You can't tell somebody how much a car costs because a Accord costs this, a Bentley costs this. So again, it's according to what you want as an artist. Some artists may attack social media. So yes, do these social blogs cost money? Yes, they may cost you $1,500 a post, $3,000 a post. Different. It's according to what you looking for.
Right.
So it is no real set money. If somebody tell you a set money, that's just maybe their experience.
Is social media effective? Like, do you look online and, people keep using this song as their background. I like this. I'm gonna play it.
Me per se, no.
Right.
I base my perception on music off of the nightclubs because I can see what a person is moving to
In real time, the live
that's
reaction.
how I perceive myself. So if somebody say this record is hot, or I know I'm like, oh snap, I see this on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, I'm gonna play it in the club and I look. Even if maybe everybody don't get it, I understand that. But if I see 5 or 6 people really singing, I'm like, okay, this has potential.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not a person that's gonna be naive and say everyone knows this, because everyone is not cool.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I look to see if it's at least 5 or 6 people who know what I'm doing. All right, cool. I know this is gonna work. I know, like that. So I use the nightclubs to help me with my perception of a song.
Do you ignore social media completely?
Social media helps me bring it to the nightclub. So if I give an example, Fetty Wap got a song called Yams. Right? I don't know if none of y'all ever heard of Yams, right?
Yeah, no.
So now I saw it on social media all the time, and I'm just like, let me try it in the club. You understand? So now, it took a little bit of time. Then I said, let me try it in the club. So I tried it, and I'm like, people singing it. Let me get to the jam. sweet, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, okay, now I can bring it to the radio because I know that I'm not far off. You understand? And I don't know if I said this on camera again. The radio is a tool to sing along. It's not really a tool to discover.
Right.
You understand? And that's the misconception too. People turn on the radio because they normally in their vehicle and they want to sing to a song.
Something familiar.
Yes, you understand what I'm saying? Not sit there and listen to, you know, different things. Now I'm not gonna say 100%. Some people want to hear what's new and what's, you know, hot. Right. But primarily people want to sing along.
Right.
You know, so now if I'm using the yams, if I know that song sounds familiar, and then I played it in the clubs and people know it, then I bring it to the radio. It's kind of like a couple processes.
Is there a perk for DJs who constantly discover new music?
No, it's no perk. The perk is you get a pat on your back, yo, good looking kid, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So one day, and this stuck in my head.
That doesn't help define your worth at that station?
Well, again, I'm not even looking for the perk from the station. You look for the perk from at least the artist. Most artists, you know, they're pop or whatever. You can't even get anything from it. I'm not talking about money. I'm just anything. You know, you could thank you. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Like who though?
I can't remember.
You specifically, what did you go through?
Anyone that you could ever say that I can't remember. And like I said to you, the only person that comes to mind that I know that probably said, yo, good looking or showed appreciation would be Jim Jones. And I'm not scared of Jimmy or nothing like that. So it's not nothing like that. It's just, that's the only person that I could say off top that really gave, you know, of stature. I want to use that word too. You know, because there's plenty of artists that, yo, good looking self, blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about of stature. That's the only person I could think of.
Cardi don't thank you? Cardi should thank you.
No, I never got a
She don't thank you?
No, thank you, ever.
But in the same sentence, I may not have done anything for her music career.
But come on, man, you lined it up.
Well, like again, everybody has different views.
I can see a clear path where she would thank you. If she thanks you, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, in her mind, she may feel like he didn't do nothing for her music career.
Except put her in a place where the music would be relevant.
Well, I put her on television. I didn't put her in a record deal.
It was part of the process.
She's kind of like one in a million because so many artists who come on Love and Hip Hop and didn't continue on.
I think with that, I think what happens is, and she didn't do that, and anybody who's on reality TV, maybe, you know, put this into consideration. Most artists that's on television, they base their career off the television. So when I say that, his name is Malcolm. I don't know his I think he played Lulu on Raising Kanan. Good friend of mine. Right. And I had this conversation with him, and I told him, I said, most reality TV stars do this. Please don't do this, because he told me this is what he was going to do. He's a singer. He's a rapper, right? And he was like, yo, I'm gonna put my song out at the season finale. That's when I'm gonna drop the song the same day. And I'm like, no, don't think about the television. Right. Drop your song and let them discover that like, why is you basing it off of the television show? Connected. Yeah, because also what happens is what we do with television, we don't see television in real time anymore. Most of the time we see television because we binge watch something like that. So all of us are not seeing the show at the same time. Right. So now you put something out, it's not going to be where you think it was going to be because everybody ain't see the show, or you may watch BMF on Friday or Thursday because it come on the day before. You know, I have another friend, Suge. He watches it when it come on because he's too cheap to buy the on demand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he gotta wait.
He gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Right. But I think that's the main thing with a whole bunch of TV stars and reality stars. They base it off of the show. Yo, but the show's gonna come on Monday, so I'm gonna drop on Monday. No. You know, and that's the thing. What she did, I feel like this is I'm an artist here. I do this here. It was two separate things. You know, that's fine. You find me doing music over here, but don't look at me as, you know, the reality star. Look at me as an artist.
Well, the difference is she was the same person in every spot. She was Cardi B in each spot. I see a lot of the artists, they have artist names, and their artist name is not the same name that they're acting under. Like, what's Mac Wild's actual government name?
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. He was that on TV, but when he dropped music,
Wiles or something like
Tristan, I don't know. But when he dropped, it's Tristan something. But when he was acting, he was Tristan. But when his music came out, he was Mac Wilds. Those sound like two. You don't know to connect the dots unless he can say
you see visual. But again, you know, like I said, I didn't follow his career to a T. Very good friend of mine. Cool.
With dope music.
But you know, most artists that's on reality TV that I came across, they always base it on the television.
That was way off.
Paul?
I said
Tristan Thompson. I was like,
no, I got the first name right. I got the first name right.
Tristan Paul.
Tristan Paul. Okay.
Shout out to Mac Wilds, man.
Shout out to Mac Wilds, aka Tristan Paul.
You brought up the BMF series. I just wanted to say, yo, what's the pop's name? What's his name?
Charles. Raw Dog Charles.
Brother Charles.
Raw Dog Charles.
Son, you see this guy?
Back to
last
back.
episode?
Yeah, Charles is crazy. With BMF, I was, I don't know if a lot of people, I was like the official DJ of BMF. So I was around not a large part, around the Atlanta, Miami days as a DJ. And I remember seeing things I never saw in my life, and still to this day, I never saw. The first day I met them, it was like 500 of us, and I'm literally saying 500. You know, people feel like there's no way no, 500 coming into the club and one person paying for everybody. Actually, the guy was J-Bo. Right. You know, paying for everybody. Here's the big suitcase, paid for everybody, because at the time in Atlanta, there's no such thing as this my man, you getting free, blah. Everybody pays. Right. Pay for everybody and make sure everybody had a bottle and different things. So I think that's why they're so loved also, because no one wanted for anything. No one looked at like a Herb or a Beggar or anything like that. Everyone ate well. Right. Everyone did, absolutely well. And one thing that sat with me, where it was like, one day we were sitting and Meech was talking to me and the kid Gav and another friend of mine, his name is Tone Bird. And he said to us, he said, Self, that's my guy. He said, if any police or anybody say something to you, that's why I think he kind of knew it was, what you was like. He sat with us and said, if anybody asks you something, tell them the truth. You see a whole bunch of bitches, you drinking a whole bunch of bottles, blah, blah, blah. Now, the one thing I could say is that I've been around them for at least, I don't know if this incriminates yourself when you say you've been around somebody or something like that, but a good amount of time, and I've never seen drugs, I've never seen anything like that. It was always just a fun time.
Right. How long were you around?
Say it again?
How long were you around?
More than a year. And I've never seen drugs, anything. I never seen, like where the hell is money coming from?
Right.
But, I've never seen none of that. You understand? Right. All I saw was, having a good time. Now, I extracted myself out of that because two things happened in that last trip. One was when Meech pulled us to the side and sat us down and spoke to us. If the police or the feds or something say something to you, tell them the truth. He said that. And then we went to a club called Rolex. And that was in Miami. I don't know if that's still around.
I don't know.
And so we go to Rolex. This is my first time experiencing Make It Rain. In my mind, they made up the Make It Rain thing. People may say they did. In my mind, I've never saw that in my life. This is the first time I ever seen someone throw money in the sky and different things like that. To me, before that, you took a dollar, you put in the girl G-string, she give you a lap, you keep putting a G-string, whatever. Right. This time, you throwing the money in, it's like a whole bunch of money because they had so much, they had to throw it. Right. So now, we leave the club, it's shooting, boom, 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 everybody's shooting, and everybody's like musical chairs scattering. Right. And again, it's five, shooting? I don't know. You know, this is a whole bunch of people from everywhere else. I'm from New York. It was, and out of 500 people, it was probably 10 of us from New York.
Right.
You understand? It wasn't a whole bunch of us.
Right.
So now I'm scattering, and you know, the main person who they're protecting was Meech. They bring Meech, they put him in the car, skirt off, everybody musical chairs. So now I'm in Florida. You know, I'm a young kid from New York. I don't know nothing. So one guy that I want to shout him out, his name is Thobeezy. Thobeezy, very good. You know, I always thank him for that. Grabbed me, threw me in the car, and I'm driving, and I'm like, damn, I'm about to get shot for something that it's got nothing to do with me. You understand? I just want to be a DJ.
Right.
I don't want to get shot for, you know,
Right.
for something that got nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not, you know.
Right.
So then that's when I was like, I have to extract myself from that. Because I just want to be a DJ. I don't want to be a DJ getting shot at and nothing like that.
Now, what were the things that you said you never saw before?
I never saw
Making it rain.
I never saw Make It Rain.
Uh-huh.
I never saw, at this time, I never saw someone have a whole bunch of bottles. At this particular time, that sounds common. At this time, you had one bottle, you on the dance floor with your one bottle, you doing your thing. You and 5 dudes sip that one bottle the whole night. You understand? Now, everyone got a bottle. Everyone got a bottle with the roses on. I think it was Perrier or something like that. Everyone got a bottle. $600 bottle. Everyone has
Had
one.
a bottle.
You understand? So I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
Were you ever in the club when they bought all the bottles?
Plenty of times. You understand? So now, another time, and even in New York, the club, it was a club called Club Show. I remember it was a guy named Fab. He was like the guy that was running around, and it was like 3 o'clock, and I think I was DJing or something. He was like, "Yo, is this still over? I see it's 3. It's about to close at 4. Then we're gonna pull up. We be there in 30 minutes." And I'm like, "It closes at 4. Don't worry about it." So he comes. He talked to the owner. Meech says, "Yo, I wanna stay. We gonna stay till 6 o'clock." Here goes $500,000, and just keep. I want the whole bar. Everybody just drink. Everybody stay. You understand? So I'm on the mic, yo. Everybody just stay. Everybody stay. Whoever stay, you drink for free. But the whole club stayed till 6 o'clock. They came on the stage. You know how Meech wanted it. You play Jeezy and Blue. That's it. Jeezy and Blue all night. Jeezy Blue. Jeezy Blue. That's it. And people stood there and listened to Jeezy and Blue for 2 hours or whatever, but drunk all night.
Blue
Jeezy and Blue.
$500,000.
Blue Division.
Blue
$500,000.
Division.
$500,000. But I've seen this plenty of times. Another thing I never saw in my life, it was Justin's. I don't know if you remember the restaurant Justin's.
Yeah,
so now we leave a club at 4 in the morning. He asks everybody, "Are you hungry?" "Yeah, we hungry." He calls Diddy or somebody up, and they open up Justin's for us, for like maybe 600 of us or whatever. And we go all eat in Justin's like it was 2 in the afternoon. And the cook got up out of his bed, cooked for everybody, all that in Justin's after a club. Never seen that in my life.
Speaking of Justin's, don't you got your own restaurant?
Yeah, good looking.
Yeah, you already know. I'm aware. What made you want to get into that, like the restaurant?
So during the pandemic, a friend of mine owned a restaurant on Steinway. And I felt I was the man because in New York City, we couldn't go inside restaurants. So you either had to eat outside. First, you had to take it to go.
Right.
Then it turned into you could eat outside. But this was the take it to go era. And he let me come inside the back.
Pause.
Yeah, that's wild.
Now was
Whoa!
we not yo. That was crazy.
Whoa! No! God damn!
Yo,
That's nasty.
yeah, son, we fucking with you, bro. Yo, we fucking with you, son. Go ahead, bro.
Yo,
So I went to the back of this man's restaurant. So in the restaurant, so now I'm eating. I'm on live showing people that I'm eating it. You know, so everybody's like, "Yo, what restaurant you in?"
Right.
You know, I'm hyped because that was something that was amazing at the time, like you being inside of a restaurant. So now I'm inside of the restaurant, and you know, people are like, "What's the restaurant you be at?" So I'm telling people where I'm at, and you know, now this restaurant is becoming popular.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It was called Brick. So
Okay.
now it's becoming popular. Then I get 50 to come. So 50 comes, and then I get J-Lo to come. So now, when 50 came, 50 stood outside and chilled.
Hold on. All right, 50. Got J-Lo?
All this was from my Instagram,
Dope.
right? So they all come, not the same day.
No, but this is pandemic era, so
This
everybody's
pandemic.
sitting at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sitting at home. This pandemic era, so nobody had nothing. It was bored anyway.
Right.
You
Anybody outside, it's like, oh shit, where's he at?
Where's he at?
Right.
Because everybody's watching everybody's Instagram.
Right.
But the thing with 50, he stayed and sat outside and chilled, no security, no nothing, stood outside. So now this is becoming big news. So now the street is called Steinway. So Steinway becomes a monster where they call it Steinway.
Steinway.
Yeah, you understand? Yeah, they call it
Mad
Steinway.
restaurants
Everyone's
in there.
going to Steinway
Story.
They
because
coming home with COVID. Yeah. I remember that shit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. No, real talk. This is to double down on his story. During COVID, drive out to Queens, bruh, it literally looked like Miami was in Queens.
Yes.
It was just mad people on the street.
Cars everywhere.
And at the time, it was like, ain't this illegal? This shit look wow. And it was like nobody cared, no mask, no nothing.
mask, no nothing.
It was wow.
So now a older lady, she films it from an aerial view, and then it goes into the news, and then they stop it or whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
So now, in my mind, I'm like, oh snap, I got the ability to make something pop.
Right.
Again, I'm always been a person to invest in myself. People tell me to buy stocks and stuff like, well, I'm not buying stocks to invest in someone else's dream. I'd rather invest in my own dream.
Right.
That's just me.
Right.
So then in my mind, I'm like, I want to open up a restaurant. So as I'm thinking about opening up a restaurant, I'm going to the 24-hour seafood spot in Harlem. I see the line is down the block.
What's that, El Porto?
Nobody in my circumference never knew the name.
No, yeah,
we just call
it's
it the fish spot.
Right, the fish spot.
Yeah,
It's
the
by
fish
Grand
spot.
Projects. It's by
Yeah, the
Grand
fish
Projects.
spot.
Yeah,
So
El
now I go to the
Puerto,
fish spot and I'm
El
like,
Puerto.
I might as well open. So I'm asked every time I go there, where you from? I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Jersey. No one's from Harlem that be there. It's always somebody from somewhere else. So I'm like, people drive all the way over here just for this. I might as well do something on Steinway because I know I can get Steinway to pop.
Right.
So then I wind up, getting a partner that I knew who does So that's how I started opening up
The fish joint?
The fish,
It's a fish spot?
a seafood restaurant.
What's the name of it?
It's called Seacoast.
There you go.
Seacoast.
Yeah.
And I can get the whole pan joint.
So now, yes, you can. So now I tried to mimic the fish spot and have you pick the food and stuff, but people don't care about that. So now I just took all that and everything is just seating and stuff like that.
Let them know where it's at.
Yo, come on, you gotta clap for shit like that.
Let them know where it's at, so.
It's 2579 Steinway.
Say it again.
2579 Steinway in Astoria, Queens. Also, us in New York, I feel like there's not enough of us urban, and I want to use urban, I want to use black, I want to use urban people that own businesses and different things like that. Because what happens is we used to just working for people or helping, somebody that doesn't know our culture.
Right.
Especially in the nightclub thing. I'm always upset that not one promoter that I can think of, and there may be some that doesn't own a club by now. It's like, come on, like you know what I'm saying? Like we got some guy that doesn't know our culture. He's sitting there behind, in the desk, and just taking all our money, and going home
spending it someplace
and
else.
spending it in another community.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like we just don't, we don't So in my mind, I was like, this is something that I want to do. And that's why I said, let me just, let me do that and let me open up a restaurant and see how it goes. I have ups and downs, and people tell me that that's how it happens. It's only been a year so far. So, this is just something that I wanted to dabble in or whatever. But it's an open late restaurant mimicked after the fish spot.
What time does it close?
Close at 6 a.m.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, close at 6
We
a.m.
gotta pull up, huh, fellas?
What time it
We gotta
No,
pull
we pulling
up.
up.
No, fellas.
We gotta
right
what's
after
up?
this.
After this, we can pull up.
After
What's
this,
up?
I'm pulling up.
You be good.
Yeah,
Tell
let's
him
go.
Self sent me.
What time it open?
So now it's trial and error. So I used to open at 3, but early in the daytime, I guess my fan base It's not a 3 in the afternoon fan base. So
Right.
now we open at 8. Open at 8 at night because between 3 and 8 it was 0 customers. People start coming in at 8
After
o'clock.
work hours.
Yeah, like that. So I started opening up late. So now it's from 8 to 6 a.m.
I bet.
Like
Shout out to my boy Starks. He got a restaurant too.
Yes.
DJ Starks.
Seco.
Yeah, and I'm here for that.
Seacoast, yeah.
Who came up with that name? You?
No, actually my daughter. I wanted my kids to be included. So I have my 2 kids, my daughter and my son. I asked them to come up with a name, and I said, y'all come up with a name, and I'm going to use it. So they came up with a couple of names, and then that was the best name. That she told me that it means seafood in Afrikaans.
Wow.
Oh, that's what's
Shout out to her.
I like
for that,
shit like
man.
that.
I like shit like that.
Clap for that.
For real. Word.
Wow, you got a daughter?
Yeah.
I would have never thought that.
What's it like for you being a dad in this business with a daughter?
A dad in the creep.
Wait, we just tapped around that whole creep squad shit. We
Well,
not
I
now,
mean,
but
let me
we
tell you,
going- we going right now.
The Creep Squad thing, it started, to be honest with you, is when I did television, I learned that people say it's fake, but then everything is real. So when I say that, meaning you'll tell me, yo, I know that reality TV is fake, but then I walk down the block, yo, why you fuck that girl? But like, is it real or fake? Like, you understand what I'm saying? So now I was like, I'm not doing no girlfriend thing on television no more because you messing up my box. You understand what I'm saying? I try to bag a chick and you think I'm smashing whoever.
Don't you got a girl?
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not doing that no more. So now, Rich, Cisco, and Peter, you know, we all known each other. I've known Rich the longest out of everybody.
Right.
Cisco, I met also along the way, but before television. You know, so we met each other through the Uncle Murda phase and stuff like that. And Peter, I've known Peter because DJ artist relationship.
Right.
So it just made sense. You understand? And at the time, you know, we was knocking down a lot of girls from being on television. I tell a lot of people that there's only 4 like real cities that don't care about reality TV, and I always tell people it's New York, Miami, Atlanta, LA, and Chicago. And
5.
well, 5. I apologize.
Yeah.
Right? So those cities really don't care. But you go to any other city, we knocking them down.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We're
Right.
super famous.
Right.
You understand? So now, naturally, we're all on the show together. So, you know, there's a lot of girls that's CCing all of us. You know what I'm saying? You know, she hit him, she hit me, Oh, you tagged out to, you know, so now it just came in, you know.
Yeah,
So who came up with the name Creep Squad?
That was before me. They had that before I came in the picture.
Yeah, they was,
it's just that
they was creeps.
They,
And they inducted them into
No, it's just that I
the
was
organization of creeps.
I was indulging a lot more than them.
Right.
So it was like, oh snap, you know.
Oh, you're one of us.
At the time, you know.
I got the Creep Squad Infinity Gauntlet. I just need one more stone, B. Thanks. Pete, everybody's been on here except for
Rich?
Rich.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Rich. Rich, you know, he dibbles and dabbles and stuff like that.
Right.
But Rich is my guy.
Right.
Well, Peter, everybody, like we all became cool and you know, we still have a brotherhood, you know, to this day.
Right.
We don't hang out as much and I kind of was like, let me take a backseat on the reality thing because also, you know, I have a duty to play on the radio in New York. So that kind of helps me, you know, that kind of keeps me here in New York City. So I can't travel like those guys and stuff like that. You know, sometimes doing reality TV, they want you to be in Jamaica for 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, a month, or wherever, someplace, and I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
you haven't been on like the reunion shows.
Yeah, because I'm not going to, you know, Malibu, California for a week or 2 weeks. I
It's just
can't.
not happening.
Yeah, because I got an obligation to do radio here. So, and it doesn't mathematically make sense, even money-wise. You know, it just doesn't make sense.
He has a good job.
Yes, with benefits.
You know what I mean? It's what it is.
Yes,
That he's passionate about.
It pays very well. Thank you.
Now, what's real and what's fake on television?
Let me see. So when I do that,